It looks way dirtier on camera than it is in real life. What the fuck? Let me pull up my script because I had to write all of this down. Oh my god, Google, why did you change the photos, the maps and the drive icons to be the same color? Okay, launching 2 games in the same week was not a smart idea. Who would have known? I'm sorry, plant. Okay, some time has passed. I keep assaulting this plant. So sorry. Some time has passed. I finally organized my thoughts. I have everything written down because I've not been in the mood of making videos. It's all a bit much. So we launched Virtual Cottage and Cats Organized Neatly almost within the same week. And it was wild. Virtual Cottage was launched. That was on Wednesday. And then things just finished up on Cats Organized Neatly. That was on Sunday. So on Monday we were just sitting there with this finished game ready for release. Oh yeah, also Virtual Cottage did, for us, insane numbers, but I'll talk about that later. So we were pretty hyped. Anyway, we released Cats Organized Neatly on Monday. So only Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, only 5 days after Virtual Cottage. So then suddenly we had 2 live games and people played those games and people wrote in the forums and people had feedback and people found bugs on both games. Yeah, so let me kind of try to recoup how all of that went down. So Virtual Cottage was our first launch ever and we didn't really know what to expect. The start was super slow. We had a lot of people grab the game because it was free. If you don't know Steam, there is this review system. Oh no, you don't get a status if you're below 10 reviews. So our first goal was to get to 10 reviews and that is really all we wanted in the beginning. So just getting to 10 reviews was a struggle. We messaged a couple of our friends asking them, hey, can you just write us a review just to like get the initial push going, because if nobody knows about your game, it is super hard to even get started on Steam. It was also really interesting to see Joseph got super mad whenever we got a bad review. It was mainly because people didn't get the game. Like, they saw the artwork, they expected something different, they installed the game and then they just couldn't do anything in the game because Virtual Cottage is literally just a timer. A very pretty timer. We had this whole like tiny drama with this Russian guy who made like a gameplay video where he just wrote in the description that like nothing happens in the game, and then we commented and explained it to him and then he turned out to be super nice. And like, I don't know, it's interesting. So we hit 10 reviews on Virtual Cottage and then it kind of took off. I think it took us 2.5 days to get to those 10 reviews, and then the reviews started flowing in organically. So after 10 reviews you get the status of positive, if it's mostly positive, so you get positive or negative. So, and then one morning I wake up and made this tweet. So we were fast approaching 70 reviews, and if you can see, like, if you're above 50 your game gets very positive. So, and at that point we were pretty much satisfied. We are now approaching 500 reviews, which is insane to me. But to be super honest, Joseph and me, we just wanted to get the game on Steam and have it be there, and like getting to 50 reviews was like a mini milestone and we hit that and we were happy and that was it. We didn't want any more. So okay, that kind of happened over the weekend. Great. Cue Monday morning the 12th. Hi, it's me on my floor. It's Monday today. Wednesday evening we released. We have between 100 and 200 players, like at every moment, every time I check the stats, there's like 100 people sitting in their virtual cottage doing things, and that is just crazy to me. So Wednesday evening we released the game. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, so yeah, we also we don't promote this version, but we used, before we were on Steam, we released version 1, version 2 and version 3 of the virtual cottage on itch, just so the subscribers of this channel could get their hands on it. And then with version 4 we put that one on Steam. So we also have a version 4 on itch, and we got featured on itch. So now itch is kind of exploding as well. Not as crazy as Steam. Yeah, I don't know. What else? Cats Organized Neatly, Steam Fest. We submitted Cats Organized Neatly for the Steam Games Festival. And the Steam Game Festival, if you don't know, is a festival from Steam where they just host a lot of demos from different games. And you can't even see my hand movement. I've been doing all this crazy hand movement, you can't even see it. I don't know, I don't care. Cats Organized Neatly, Steam Festival. There's hundreds of demos participating in the Steam Festival, and there's like even live streams being held of people playing the demos, and it's this whole event and thing. And there's also a few handpicked featured games, and Cats Organized Neatly, the demo, was part of that. As soon as Cats Organized Neatly was featured, our stats, like our wish lists, just went no wait, I have to do this the other way around. So kind of how the stat looked like. This here is from like when I released the videos. This is our wish list, and then it just dropped down to like just a couple every day, and then Steam Fest just... So that's been happening. The friend we know from Spell Kollektivet, who is helping us figure out Steam, he suggested that we release Cats Organized Neatly early, that we release it tonight. Joseph completely freaked out. And I think we're both super nervous because yes, we have the demo, people can play the demo if they just want to check out the game, but ultimately Cats Organized Neatly is a paid product. And I think if people spend money on a game, they're in a different mindset than if the game were free, if that makes sense. So we are kind of afraid of disappointing people, if that makes sense. Because like really the cat game is nothing special. It's just a puzzle game, it has cats, it's our first commercial game. And yeah, you saw how that got made. So I don't know, we are both very nervous. Joseph just went out on a bike ride to clear his head, and now it started raining. Poor guy. Good morning. Stream's still running. The stream has been running for 12 hours now, and it will run for 8 more hours. I think. No, it ran for 12 hours and it will run for 12 more hours. Sorry, I need to sit down. We launched yesterday at 8. We wanted to launch at 8, but we couldn't get the stream to run. The problem was that you need to spend at least €5 or $5 in your account for it to be valid, and that unlocks streaming and like all these other things. And we hadn't done that with our developer account because we just used it to upload our games. So we figured that out after like setting up the stream, and like, but neither Joseph or me have ever set up a stream, so we were like so we managed to set it up. We switched the account to my private Steam account, so now my private Steam account is streaming the making of Cats video. We already, I think we got 9 reviews yesterday when I went to bed, and Joseph said he was gonna stay up until we get the 10th one so he can go to bed and sleep and chill. So yeah, since he went to bed sometime, I think we got the 10th review. I haven't checked the stats today. Yeah, then we have a stressful day ahead of us, and then in the afternoon I'm gonna push a virtual cottage update that gives you a small cat for like maybe, I don't know, 24 hours, 48 hours. Yeah, then I'll probably also start working on editing this video. So yeah, if you're seeing this and you bought Cats Organized Neatly and you like it, yeah, please consider writing a review. And also thank you so much to everyone who's bought it already. I saw some comments. Yeah, I think I replied to most of them. Yeah, I don't know. It took us 2.5 days to get to 10 reviews. Again, we bothered some of our friends to please review the game just to get that kind of kickstart. And then the Steam Festival happened. We already had our demos submitted, but then we also had the release game, so a lot of people played the demo. We're like, oh yeah, I have $2. And then they bought the game, so that drove a lot of traffic. Okay, so yeah, after we hit those 10 reviews, that was in the middle of the week, then things moved very quickly. One, because of the Steam Festival, and also both games were on new and trending in various countries. So this is gonna be the section, what we learned about Steam. First, reviews are kind of everything. So the Steam algorithm is kinda... Let's say I never find games on Steam and then buy them. I usually find games on Twitter, on YouTube, on other sites through friends, and then go on Steam to buy them. Also because Steam lets you label your own games with like a couple of tags. But like when we released Cats Organized Neatly, because it was a puzzle game, the closest game that Steam thought was to our game was The Witness, which has a completely different vibe. Yes, they are both puzzle games, but I don't think people who play The Witness would play Cats Organized Neatly. Maybe I'm wrong with that, but yeah, I don't know, you get placed very randomly, I feel. Reviews is just another metric that you can feed Steam so that Steam can figure out if your game is good or not. So I don't think there is any shame in just calling your friends and family and asking them like, hey, can you just play my game? And leave me a positive review for like those first couple reviews. And I feel like that mostly helped us, because once you get over the 10, that bump, then Steam knows like, oh, this is a good game, it's positive, I might show this to other people, and then it kind of takes off. So yeah, reviews are kind of everything. And I think at this point I also want to say thank you to every one of you who left a review. I think I recognized a couple of names from the comment section. So yeah, thank you if you checked out one of the 2 games and left a review, or like played it or bought it, or I don't know. Thanks. Oh yeah, and then Steam forums. I never use the Steam forums. Like, I don't know, I don't use a lot of the features that Steam has to offer. I don't use the forums, I don't use the discussion boards, I don't use groups and whatever. As a developer, it was very interesting to see people use the forums to leave feedback, to just like communicate about bugs. People requested a dark mode for Cats Organized Neatly because it is very bright, and some people were trying to play it at night and it burned their eyes, and we didn't even think about that. So we implemented that just because we got the feedback through Steam forums. Oh yeah, and the last thing about Steam, if you make a developer account, buy some games, because your account isn't valid. I can only say it for Europe. You have to spend at least €5 on your account, otherwise it isn't like a fully fledged account. So Joseph and me both have active Steam accounts with like hundreds of euros sunk into them, but our dev account was made newly just to release the games. And that we didn't buy any games with the dev account, so we ran into some issues with streaming and stuff. So that's just like a little if you release a game on Steam, keep that in mind. YouTube, streams, and all of that good stuff. We were already blown away because during the Steam Festival, a lot of people just played all the featured demos, and a lot of people played the Cats Organized Neatly demo. But what was even cooler is that some streamers picked up the full game and just played that over a couple of sittings, and it was so fun just watching that. If you stream the game, there is a really high chance that Joseph and me will see it. Also, if you do a YouTube video, I think we've watched every single YouTube video if it was with commentary. Like the non-commentary stuff, we usually click through and see how people play the game, but with commentary, we check out all of the videos. So that was just super rewarding. Also, there is some videos playing Virtual Cottage. Most of them are just non-commentary, showing 10 minutes of gameplay. But my favorite one was this American guy who seemed very confused at what the game was, and then nothing kept happening, so he actually just pulls out some paperwork and starts doing it on the video. What now? So Virtual Cottage is super close to 500 reviews. So our goal there is to get to those 500, and we'll also just keep updating Virtual Cottage. We released a long list on the Steam forums explaining which features we want to include in the future and which features we won't. And Cats, just to give like a quick financial update, the money we spend on programming the game and the money we spend on music, we made that back. So obviously this doesn't include Joseph and my hours because we worked on it for free, but we made the money back that we put into the game, which is really all we wanted. We made some extra on top, which is really nice. And like, we didn't expect that, to be 100% honest. I'm super curious to see how the game will do over the next month, and if it just makes us a couple bucks each month and like, I don't know, covers our grocery shopping, like that would just be amazing. Like, that is all I want. We also want to port the game on a couple different platforms. We also bought a used MacBook so we can develop for iOS. We've already ported Virtual Cottage to Linux and iOS. So if you couldn't check out the game before, it is now, like, there is all free versions available. For Cats Organized Neatly, it's obviously a bit trickier because we've built it with Gamemaker and you have to buy the Gamemaker licenses, and Virtual Cottage, I programmed that shit. Like, I can mess around with it, but with Cats Organized Neatly we had someone else program it, so we always have to communicate with them and figure out what to do. But the plans are maybe a tablet version and a Switch port, but that can take like a long while. So everybody who wanted the game for their mom to play on their iPad, just give us a couple months. We're both a bit overworked. So now that we have a free game on Steam and a commercial game on Steam, what's the next step? Well, we still have to test the Google Play Store, so next game release next week, yay!